Welcome to the second part out of my tutorial with the title UFT and ALM Introduction. In this video I want to show you a basic understanding of the hierarchy of the testing section in ALM and an understanding of the test resources which are to your disposal in a test. Let us start with the hierarchy of testing. How I told in the last tutorial, we have some business components. Each of the business components contains an action, but an action makes not any sense at all. So we have to accumulate them in a higher object. For example, a flow. A flow contains business components which always appear in the same way, in the same order. That could be, for an example, a restart of a computer. So we have one business component who says restart a computer, and the second business component says check if the computer is already available. That could be a flow. Flows are not necessary. Then there are business process tests. A business process test contains multiple business components, but the order is here not necessary. An example of business process test and the test set which is following now, I show you later. So a test set could contains multiple business process tests. Here now the example from my Amazon web store. So let us say we have a component who says insert some search keyword, for example, a DVD player, into the web edit on Amazon.com. Then we have search entry who press the click button, also the search button, and select the right item out of the result list which we are receiving from Amazon. The third component said add my object, my item to the cart. A fourth component could say execute the order. These components are accumulating in a test which is called cart with order. It might be possible that there are other tests which have different names. So other tests could contain multiple arrangement of components. At last we have a test set, and the test set contains these multiple arrangement of components in test sets, in business process tests, excuse me. Let us go to the second part, the resources. When we create some UFT scripts, we are accessing to resources, we call it an application area. This application area contains multiple things. First, function libraries. It might be that you create in business components in scripts some functions. It also could be possible that you want to use these functions in other script. So you create a function library, add the function from your script in this function library, and add this function library to your application area. So when you create a new component in this application area, so which is stored in this application area, each component have access to this function library and without any annotation. So you can simply write the name of the function. Then we have our components, GUI component, and it's important GUI because API components don't have to be in an application area. Last but not least is a shared object repository. It's important that it's a shared object repository because there are two existing normal object repositories which are local. What is a shared object repository, or the acronym SOR? So when we have a GUI component, there are every time objects like a button, a text field, a list from a web page, from a web application. And how I told a few minutes ago, in a test, in multiple tests could appear the same business components in different way. So it might be helpful when we can access to the same object, so we don't have to capture that every time again. And for that is a shared object repository. When you add some shared object repository to your application area, every GUI component can access to these objects, like to a function in a function library.